You're so handsome. Who did your hair today? Did you do it yourself? Look at all this. Expertly coiffed. Hi everyone, welcome back to What's Sewing On. Today I'm so excited. I'm going to be making an original 1940s apron. I picked this pattern up. I think it's super cool because it comes in the original envelope. All the pieces seem to be there, and it's just so cool to see that this is how people used to get their patterns. So it's from Fashion Services from New York. It was issued out to a Mrs. DW.
Let's get dangerous.
DW. A Mrs. D.W. Anderson from Shawnee, Kansas. And I think her address is actually my birthday, so I'm not going to say that out loud. Obviously, she probably still doesn't live there, but it was just fate that my birthday was actually on this envelope. It's obviously not in the best shape ever, which is why it will be staying in this package. But I thought it was really cool that on the back, it actually shows different types of dresses and outfits you can make, all with 1 yard of fabric or less. And the apron is right here in the middle. The pattern pieces have all been cut out and they seem to be all there, which is really great. The apron itself looks like this on the directions. So I really love the design. The full skirt is just beautiful. I love the ruffled sleeves, the pockets, and the sweetheart neckline is just beautiful. I'm really excited to own something like this. I don't even really have an apron. So for my first one that I'm making myself, and it's an original 1940s, I'm so excited. I'm going to be making the apron out of an old tablecloth. It has this really great lace almost detail, so I really want to incorporate that as much as I can. I'm thinking along the ruffles, the hem of the skirt, maybe on the pockets if I can. Wherever I can put it on, I definitely want to make sure it's there. And the reason I'm making this apron is actually because in a few weeks' time, it is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving dinner!
So I thought it would be really cool to have this apron for Thanksgiving, for baking, for cooking, whatever we're going to be doing, hopefully getting together. But obviously we don't know. It's definitely going to be a weird time for everyone. But still thought it would be really cool to make this apron and to have it early. The reason I'm doing it now and not in October is because I have planned out every project for October. I am going to be doing a new sewing video for a costume every Monday and a new Halloween craft every Friday. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm terrified. That is going to be a lot of work. But now that I've said it and it's out there, I have to do it. Without further delay, I am going to show you guys the fabric. I'm going to put all these pieces together and then get cutting. So after, do you have to stand right there? You're in the light. Don't wag your tail. So now that I'm looking at it, it's actually a pinafore, which is a type of apron, sure. But basically all I want is just this front and skirt part with the bow. It has, you know, the side panel, it has a back skirt, it has buttons, it has, you know, it's just, that's not really what I want. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be making this exact dress, but I'm going to be using the pieces to basically make everything except the back. So it's basically the same thing, right? So what I'm planning on doing is taking the ruffle pieces and starting them more in the center and then going up kind of to overlap these shoulder pieces. So I will still have this sweetheart neckline, but I'm not going to have the shoulder pieces because I don't have anything to attach it to in the back. So that just won't work. So I'll just make it kind of come up and over, still having this sweetheart, but I won't have anything on the top. I hope it's going to work out, but we're going to have a lot of finagling to do. I don't know if anyone has read patterns like these, but I feel like this is like I'm back in elementary school with a really hard math problem because I don't even understand where these numbers, like the picture, how did people sew from this? So I'm going to go cut out the pieces that I'm going to be using and then start trying to figure out how I'm going to put this together. So I have all the pattern pieces cut out. I've actually used 3 panels for the skirt. I'm going to sew all that together. I was able to keep the detail for the 2 pockets. I also have it down here on the hem. And then up at the top, it'll be on the ruffles. So this is kind of what it will look like. So to start, I'm going to be doing the skirt. I'm going to be pinning these together, sewing them. I think I'm going to do a French hem for them so they will be nice and clean in the middle. So I'm going to go pin together both wrong sides and then sew those together, and then I will show you the next step. So now that it's all pressed with the raw edges underneath, I've sewn them about 1/4 of an inch, so there's not much there. Pressed it all out. Now you're going to fold it so the raw edge is in the middle. You're going to press this down so the edge is completely on the side. Then you're going to go in and do your normal seam allowance. So mine, I'm only giving it 1/2 inch, so I'll just do that all the way down. And then you'll get something that looks like this. So this is the inside. The outside is completely flat, and on the inside there is no raw edge showing. So I'm going to go do that to this side and then get started on the next step. Not even in the shot. The skirt is finished. Well, the seams are in. I have basted along the top. I went ahead and did the waistbands, so I just stitched along the top and then all the way down, and then I flipped it inside out and I've pressed them down. So I have 2 of those, and they both have the little lace detail, so that I think will look really cute. Now I am going to do the ruffles. So this is the front ruffle and this is the back ruffle. Basically it goes along like that, and they attach at the shoulder, and then you gather all along here to create that nice ruffle effect. So I'm going to attach them at the shoulder, and then I'll hem all along this long edge all the way down the back by doing a rolled hem. And then I will sew all along here another gathered stitch just to create the ruffle. So I'm gonna go do that now. So I finished the top and I've attached the front facings and I put on the ruffles. I'm going to attach this now to the waistband and attach the waistband to the skirt, add on the pockets, and we'll have an apron. For the next step, I'm going to sew the sashes onto the band. So I have a double layer here, and I'm going to make sure that these all line up with the sash on the inside. So whenever I do spin it around, this will be on the inside and this will be the outside. So I'm going to go do that now. So the apron is finished. I'm on the fence about this one. I absolutely love the embroidery. It turned out perfectly. It turned out just as I pictured it, just as I imagined it, just how I wanted it. I love the Swedish Chef. He is one of my favorite Muppets. I absolutely love the Christmas movie, the Muppet Christmas movie.
Oh, Gobbla Turkey, Fitsky, Witsky.
And this was obviously to go with that, even though it technically is a Thanksgiving apron. Turkey goes with both. So this is my first time doing embroidery, so I'm shocked at how much thread you don't really need. The Gobbla Turkey has 3 strands of thread. The beard, eyebrows, and hat have 2 threads. The nose and bow tie only use 1 thread. I thrifted all the embroidery thread, so it's basically just what was there, and I just had to use those colors. I didn't buy anything new. And there was a lot. I still have a lot left over. I'm absolutely shocked. I thought it was going to take up a lot more than that, but I think it turned out really well, so I'm happy with the embroidery. The rest of the apron, I don't know. I don't know if it's because the pattern was technically supposed to be for a pinafore, but the directions should have been pretty much just the exact same, except I'm omitting 4 pieces of fabric. Everything else should have pretty much been the same, but it wasn't. I ended up having to make up my own directions and just figuring it out by trying it, then using those directions. And I don't know if it's because they've just aged poorly, and so the writing was just not working with me, or if it was for a more experienced sewer, but those directions were horrible. I don't even know if I'd ever make the pinafore dress from that pattern, because to be honest, it was terrible. The bell dress was easier than this. The waistband, I'm gonna have to go in and fix it. It's probably about 8 inches wide, and I have no waist, so I've actually had to fold this in half and then tie it around, because it was literally taking up my whole stomach. I felt like Hercules pulling a ring out of there. I don't know why somebody would need that much fabric around their waist, but anyways, I don't know if it's because it was a tablecloth, so it's been used a lot and it's, you know, not as thick as a fabric. Maybe I need to starch it or do something a little different, but everything just feels like it's just drooped. And yeah, it still looks like an apron. It still looks like what the apron was supposed to be. The ruffles obviously are not supposed to be used as the main source of holding uppage, but they still serve its purpose. They still give it that 1940s housewife kind of look. I'm just not in love with it. I might still play around with it a little bit. It's still going to serve its purpose as an apron. It still looks like an apron. It's technically a win. I'm just not 100 with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something you would do, if you have any tips, maybe if starching would help out, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and I hope you subscribe. If you end up making your own apron off this, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, comment down below. I would love to see your work. Starting this Friday is my first Halloween craft video. So every Friday, every Monday, please come back, check out what I'm doing. I'm so excited for the costumes I have planned, and I'm really excited for some of these crafts I'm going to be doing. So I will see you guys on Friday in my next video. Words are hard. You good? For what? Ooh, itchy.